Hey there, you beautiful souls. Welcome to the Authentic You podcast, where we dive deep into the power of authenticity and the journey to rediscovering your true self. I'm your host, Christina Hawley, and I'm beyond excited to embark on this transformative journey with you. Ever wonder how authenticity impacts relationship, career choices, and overall well-being? Well, wonder no more, because the Authentic You is your compass on this incredible adventure. So what can you expect from our show? Well, picture this: heart-to-heart conversation, inspiring stories, expert insights on the importance of authenticity. We're going to tackle the masks we wear, the societal expectations we navigate, and guide you back to the essence of who you truly are. The Authentic You podcast, where real stories meet real talk. Get ready to shine your light and live authentically. Hi there, I'm Christina Hawley. I'm a seasoned performance coach dedicated to unlocking the full potential of individuals and teams. I have a passion for guiding others towards their excellence, and I bring a unique blend of expertise, long history of being in HR, working through psychology and leadership development and performance optimization. I have a tailored approach around authenticity. I empower my clients to overcome obstacles and maximize their strengths and to achieve goals with confidence. So, join me as we talk about resilience today and these little tips and tricks to get you on the track to success. Okay, let's get into it. Building resilience. What does it mean to be resilient? Well, resilience is really, in my opinion, the capability to bounce back and navigate through challenges and setbacks and adversity. How do you pick yourself up? How do you proceed? There's different ways, right? You can easily um, sit back and choose to do nothing? Or do you pick yourself back up and know how to move forward? And this skill really gets built, I believe, when we're younger as we're moving forward over the years. How do you cope with adversity? And I think this is a question that we really need to be asking ourselves as to, am I the type of person that can pick up the pieces, or do I kind of get stuck in it? And if I do get stuck in it, am I holding on to things that are setting me back from really being able to be my best self? Because let's say there's some sort of grievance or something that has happened that didn't go to plan and you just can't let it go. That is really working against your resilience, because resilience is being able to move ahead and develop the skills that are required in order for you to have success. So, a good example would be when we're little and we learn how to ride a bike. Are you the type of person when you rode your bike and you fell, because majority of the people don't pick up a bike and just can ride it right away? You have to fall. You fall because you learn how to gain your balance and how to pedal and what works. Now, when you fell, did you sit there and wait for someone to come get you and tell you how to pick up the bike and how to move forward? Um, did you sit there and just cry and not do anything about it and walk your bike home? Or were you the type of person that picked up the bike, dusted yourself up, and really figured out, okay, well, that didn't work. Maybe I need to try this way, or move the handlebars a certain way, or re-get my balance? You know, it's interesting because the way you approach it really dictates how you show up in your life. If you were the little girl or the little boy that learned how to dust themselves off, pick up the pieces, figure it out, and move forward, you've probably been building that resilience muscle since you were little. And when we learn how to navigate those setbacks, then we really can foster real growth in our life because even though things may not go to plan, people that are really resilient know that they can figure it out. They know how to put the pieces together. They don't get stuck in it. They really have the capability of being able to move forward. So you're probably asking, well, how do I build this resilience muscle if I don't have it? Well, there's many different ways that you can build it. But I think that one, you have to acknowledge that it's important to have this muscle so you don't get stuck. The visual that I have, it's like when we're stuck, we're kind of on the middle of the hill and we start rolling backwards, and it's all that great work that we've done kind of gets undone because we can't get past these things, these boulders or this hill. We can't get over the hill. Now, how some tips that we can do in order to help you build resilience is, first, I'm going to give you about five. Okay, the first one is develop a growth mindset. We've talked about this in previous episodes, but what's really important about growth mindset is really understanding that you're always learning. You can always adapt. So there's no such thing as failure. Failure is, okay, what did I learn from this situation? How can I move forward? So think about anything, like think about a breakup with someone, or a job interview that didn't go to plan. The first place you should go if you have a strong growth mindset is about, what did I learn here? What did I learn about this situation so I can avoid it happening again? Or was there some other great insight that makes me realize that this might not be exactly what I'm looking for? It may not be the great fit that I once anticipated that it was supposed to be. When we develop a growth mindset, we really learn how to get over obstacles. They don't impact us the same way. The idea of failure, there's a saying about fail fast, right? So, yeah, sure, this didn't go to plan. What did I learn? How do I pivot? How do we move forward? And not getting locked into that space of um, negativity, of disappointment, like really learning how to navigate those emotions quickly in order to move forward. And another great saying from a growth mindset perspective is yet. Add the word yet. So perhaps it's the perfect job that you wanted and it didn't land the way that you really anticipated it was going to be. Well, I didn't get it yet. That doesn't mean that we stop. The yet allows you more flexibility that you can keep going. That word alone is building resilience, right? It's not that you've given up and you're heartbroken. It's like, oh, it just didn't happen yet. And it gives you momentum to keep going. Another great tip would be building self-awareness. And this is, really what I am trying to do for leaders and people out there, is helping people lean into their authenticity so they really can understand what their strengths, what their weaknesses are, their emotions, what are their thought patterns, and not being derailed. If you can recognize your triggers, then you can really choose how you want to respond to it, right? Without completely derailing yourself, right? You're learning how to respond to the stress, the adversity, and this way you can keep going. If you are not aware, you could completely derail yourself. And I've seen it. I've actually witnessed this numerous times. Really smart people who have derailed themselves because they were not connected with understanding their emotions, what was triggering them, and they showed up quite poorly. Hence, stopping the bounce back, stopping the capability to be able to proceed when there was a setback. So, when we learn how to lean into our authenticity and understanding how we're feeling and how to manage it, we actually start to build that muscle because you can choose how you want to navigate instead of many people that are lacking awareness and they don't even know what's happening. Like they are responding poorly, they get frustrated, and then they could even derail like an entire project or their career or a relationship. It's real. I've seen it happen quite a bit. Another one would be to ensure that you've built a really good social support group. Who are the people that you have around you providing you emotional support and encouragement? Are they people that really get you, or are they the ones that are like, oh, well, I knew it wasn't going to work. Oh, no, why would you do that? People that are really encouraging you to live small. I think that in order to build resilience, you need to have the right friends, family, colleagues, even mentors around you that can help support you when you are having a difficult time. They provide different level of encouragement and perspective in order to keep you going up that hill, whatever that goal is that you are trying to move towards. Another tip would be to practice self care. This goes back to that self awareness piece. I really believe in the trifecta. The trifecta is physical, mental, and emotional well being. These are, when you have hit all those points, you are a very healthy individual or human being that you can really understand how to manage your
Hey there, you beautiful souls. Welcome to the Authentic You podcast, where we dive deep into the power of authenticity and the journey to rediscovering your true self. I'm your host, Christina Hawley, and I'm beyond excited to embark on this transformative journey with you. Ever wonder how authenticity impacts relationship, career choices, and overall well-being? Well, wonder no more, because the Authentic You is your compass on this incredible adventure. So what can you expect from our show? Well, picture this: heart-to-heart conversation, inspiring stories, expert insights on the importance of authenticity. We're going to tackle the masks we wear, the societal expectations we navigate, and guide you back to the essence of who you truly are. The Authentic You podcast, where real stories meet real talk. Get ready to shine your light and live authentically.
Is very important. I remember we had a project that kept getting kicked out the final date, and it was hard. It was hard because when you're a leader in the organization, you really have to show up in a way that it's not impacting the team, and that you're encouraging others in order to be resilient, to push through the obstacle. Eventually it landed. I think it was pushed out a year, but there was a lot of work that had to go into it to get us there. And when we were so close, it was like running a marathon and then being told that you have 10 more kilometers to run and you're just ready to fall. You have to dig deep in order to move forward. That mental strength, the trifecta, mental, emotional, and physical strength of your overall well being is critical to be able to push through that last obstacle. And I think that the piece that is really important is to understand when you are resilient, you are flexible and adaptable and willing to change and go with the flow and adjust your goals and plans, even strategies as needed. That capability to be able to pivot is priceless. And when we get stuck that things have to be a certain way, we can really um, derail our own progress. It's one of those things that I have witnessed many leaders who get very frustrated and don't show up very well because things did not go to plan. And when that happens, the only person that you're hurting in that situation is you. And the final one that I will leave us with today is the idea of practicing optimism and gratitude. A positive outlook and having gratitude, even when things are not going well, is going to change the way you see the entire project. If you actually project, it could be a project at work or in your life, if you are caught up in the negativity, then it's a very dangerous space to be, because you cannot get momentum. You cannot push forward from a place of negativity. You're only going to fall back from the original goal. So when we foster, optimism, it's really being able to reframe those negative thoughts and beliefs and put them in a more positive light, like having, the silver linings in difficult situations. So it's kind of like, if you had a failure, you wouldn't get stuck in the failure. You'd be like, okay, well, what did we learn? How can we move forward? That is a reframing, right? It's like, oh, okay, well, maybe you thought that you were going to lose all your clients, but you lost, I don't know, 25% of them instead of 75. Instead of going, oh my God, focusing strictly on the 25%, you are like, well, at least we still have our 75. What did we learn from losing those 25%? What do we need to shift, pivot in our business in order to move forward? Or it could be in your personal life. Again, these concepts are really about you developing this muscle in your life, so you can do it from a leadership perspective or from a personal perspective. Am I resilient? Do I show up well in my life? And I think it's really important to understand that resiliency is essential if you really want to live big. If you want big changes in front of you, you have to be resilient. It doesn't magically just show up. You have to be able to bounce back quickly, be stronger from whatever adversity has come into place, build a skill set that can cultivate and strengthen over time and practice, so you can keep going, because you never know what's on the other side of that mountain that you're climbing, and who's watching you as you're trying to climb this mountain. You have to really show up in a way that's best for you. And resilience is one of those things that we don't honor it enough. If you have the capability to really persevere and move forward after things not working to plan, you will always live big. Anybody who has done great things in their life has had the capability to pick themselves up and move forward when things didn't go to plan. So I want you to think about that. I've left you with a couple of tips that you can work on. Keep building that muscle, and know that it is something that will change your life if you can learn to build it on a larger scale. So I'll leave that with you this week. I hope you enjoyed the chat, and we will talk soon. Don't forget to follow us on social media for updates and behind the scene contents. And if you have any suggestions about future topics or guests, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, remember, stay curious, keep learning, and never stop exploring the fascinating world around you. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode.